Everyone. Today I'm going to show you how to play with MySQL Docker container. So in this case, I want to show you how to use the MySQL Docker container when you are developing a Spring project and you need a database, backend database. So you can just quickly run a Docker container on your local machine. And you hook up the Spring project with this Docker container. So you don't need to install the MySQL on your local machine. So after your developer work done, you can just remove this Docker container and the Docker image. So your machine is totally clean. You don't need to worry about the MySQL service can consume your computer resource. So here I'm going to, for the Spring project, I'm going to use the existing one. It's also on the GitHub. You can find it on the GitHub. It's called NetGlue, the Spring JPA Date Hibernate plus MySQL. It's a demo project. You can find it in this address. So here, so let me start my Docker quick start terminal on my Mac. So I would suppose you already have the Docker set up. So here I'm going to show you how to launch the MySQL Docker container. It's super easy. So I'm just for launch a Docker container, I'm going to use the Docker run, and I will use a -d. It's run as a detached process, which means it's running as a backend process without any interactive terminal, and it will. I'm going to use the -e to as an environment variable to give it the MySQL root password as root, and I'm going to use another other environment variable. It's the MySQL database. It's the NetGlue block, and I'm going to use a -p, and will expose the 3306 port, and I'm using the note this one is the double dash name to name this container's name as MySQL. Let's say it's a MySQL Mac, and so here I will specify the container image name is the MySQL, and the column latest is the image tag. So as you may know, there is a lot of image on the docker.io registry. So this latest tell it we want to pull the latest MySQL image and launch it on my local MacBook. So let me review this command if I miss something. Okay, let me just run it. Okay, so my computer is pull the Docker image from the docker.io. So as you may know, there is a public doc.io registry in the which store some very useful tools as Docker image. So when you So when you need something, you can just pull it to your local machine and launch it as a Docker container. You can find the MySQL, you can find the Jenkins, so it's very useful. So here let me use a Docker PS to see what's this Docker container already started. So let me give you some tip to how to access or how to connect to this MySQL instance. Like if you want to run some db command on this MySQL, so you can just use a docker exec dash it and give it the Docker container name and see I want to start a bash interactive terminal. So this command means it will send this the bash command to this container and set up a interactive terminal. That's how the -it means. So let me just run this. Okay, so you see this prompt is turned into number sign. So it means it's a bash terminal now. So I'm already inside this MySQL Docker, so I can just run the MySQL -u root and -p. So I gave it the password root. So now I'm inside the MySQL. So I can just show what database I have. Oh, oops. Okay, it can show I already created the NetGlue block database. So I can even use this NetGlue block and see what's the table inside it. Okay, so now it's empty. I'm just exit this and exit the container. So yeah, so here I just showed you how to enter the MySQL container and do some db, run some db command, or you can even just run some SQL under the MySQL mode. So here, the next thing I want to show you is to just how we should edit this project. Okay, so here I'm going to, I'm going to git clone this project to my local. Let's just make a NetGlue project and a folder, and so I'm going to do git clone, and so you can see there is multiple project. The project we want to use is this one. It's the Spring Data JPA Hibernate, and it uses MySQL as the backend database. So here I'm going to open this database, this project. Sorry. Can I do edit? No, not here. Okay, so let me just close this. Oh, so open the net, net, so open this. Okay, so here I have this project opened. This is a very good demo project for how to build some the Spring Data JPA and Hibernate project. So here, what I want to show, I'm not going to go deep into this project, or either the Spring programming. So I'm just to show you how to modify it a little bit. So we can just use the MySQL Docker container to do your local development. So go into this resource application property files. So you can see this data source.url setting now is pointed to the localhost 889. So first thing I need to know is what my Docker machine's IP is. So it's very simple. Just run the docker-machine IP default. Okay, so I got my Docker machine IP. So this IP is what you need to use to access your Docker container local from the local machine. So if you from the different machine to access, it's just for local machine. So if you access from to a remote machine, to a Docker container running on a remote machine, you just use the remote machine's IP. So here I just copy the IP here and replace. So because we use when we run the Docker container, we specify it to expose its default port is 3306. So we also give it the port here. So that's done. That's all the things we need to the only thing we need to modify this project to hook it up to our local MySQL Docker container. So here I'm just save this file and I'm going to run this project. Sorry, it's a Spring boot run. Okay, so hope it can all pass. Yes, it all passed. So for this project, let's see how it can be. We can do a little bit web call to verify this one is the. So we can just do localhost. We want to create a user. For this, we'll give it a user name, a user email name, and give the name as my name Paul. So we just want to test this application project. It works fine. Yeah, it's created. So next thing, we just want to see if we can access. We can get the data we just created. So we just run local host 880, and we want to get the data we just created. Yeah, so it tells us the user ID is 1. So we can also just use, yeah, that's verify this application running while. So as you see, we just create one user, and later we use the get API to retrieve the user's ID. So we can also double check it by some MySQL DB GUI client. So you can also use those kind of GUI and client to access the Docker container. You can say we just specify the host as the Docker machine IP we just found, and the username, password, and the DB. That's all. Just to say connect user. Yeah, that's the user we just created. Okay, so that's pretty much all. So I think this way is very helpful and easy to manage. And later you finish your development, you can just see Docker. You can stop this container. Say Docker stop MySQL _ Mac, and Docker remove. Let's remove the container, and also we want to remove this local image. So we just say Docker remove I is the remove image, and say, yeah. So now your machine is totally clean. So that's pretty convenient for us to do some to do the local DB work with the local DB instance. Okay, so thank you everyone. That's all. Thank you.